lots of cool things. Meghan surprised us with some very cool photos. Getting the summer started. Lots to talk about today, so hit that thumbs up button and subscribe button, folks. We're almost halfway through June. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Hey Connie, shout out to the mod squad. Hey Wendy, hey Carol, Val Rich, hey Ernie, hey Fancy Fancy, hey 1988 champions, Jed Lady. All right. How many Instagram followers is Meghan on? Let me just check. Haven't checked in a while. She is on 4.6 million. And I think she gains like 100,000 or something every time she posts. And her feed is looking so full of just cool things. A mix of personal and outside work as well. I really love that she's just made it her little space and that it's separate from As Ever. And the only account that she's following is As Ever, which is over 885k followers. I think As Ever will probably be on 1 million by the end of the year. And you can see that As Ever is actually slowly working with influencers, people like Olivia McDowell. So it's great to see them doing influencer marketing as well for their lifestyle shoots and just showing how people can incorporate As Ever into their daily rituals, hosting. Great stuff from the As Ever team. We'll talk about that in a sec. Hey Puzzle Dot. Right, first thing, what should we talk about first? Let's talk about Meghan's Instagram posts. So I took some of the more lifestyle shots and put them in one slide so we could see just stuff from her garden, spring chicklings or spring summer chicklings, her bounty from her garden. Are those apples? So she must have apple trees. Just fresh vegetables, so nice. As Ever bounty. And I think that's Guy. No, not Guy, the other dog. Sorry, Guy passed away. The other dog, I forget the other dog's name. Is it Pula? And then these are the more personal shots. Wrong slide, sorry. So Harry and Meghan sitting together, and it looks like that picture is dated. So you can see March 31st, 2017. So that was what, like the year after they met? And Meghan laying in the sun and Harry playing with Archie. And then probably the most interesting of the photos is this one. I think it's the most interesting one. I believe that is Lilibet with a Beyonce t-shirt. Now I'm wondering, did little Lilibet draw that herself? A B is for Beyonce? And then Meghan had it printed on a shirt? I feel like that's the type of thing that Meghan would do. Adorable. In the past, we have seen Mama Doria at events with Mama Tina. So I'm gonna guess that they probably hang out occasionally, or at least cross paths. And we'll probably never see those pictures because Beyonce is very, very private. But very cute pictures from Meghan's Instagram. So make sure you go and follow her if you're not already. Why aren't you? Are you a real squaddy, really? See what you're saying in the chat. Oh, Beyonce's daughter drew the t-shirt? Really? How did you all find that out? Did I miss something? How did you all know Beyonce's daughter drew the t-shirt? How did I miss that? Right, let me check my How did I miss that? How did you all find that out? Oh, there was also a video. I don't think I've got the picture of that, but it was like Meghan just like chopping food, making food. There was also a handwritten wedding anniversary note that Harry wrote for Meghan, reading the one and only. Oh no, that's Mia, the dog. Sorry, Mia. I forget. Mia's the beagle. The other one is a black dog that I think doesn't live with them anymore. Very sweet. It's a mother-daughter company that makes the t-shirts. But who drew the t-shirts? How did you all find out? That didn't come across my timeline yet. Wait, let me have a look. Yeah, I can't see anything about that. All right, next thing. Very cool photos. Next thing, congratulations to Harry. Harry is being celebrated again in Times for his work with Invictus. And he has been named as one of Time's most influential people in sports. So Times has their most influential people lists. And then I think they have individual category lists. Yes, Wendy, the so-called wedding of the year has been long forgotten. Apparently they sold the photos to Hello magazine. I thought that was trashy and unclassy to do that. Anyway. So athletes, coaches, sports journalists, team owners, and Invictus Games founder Prince Harry. Harry made the list, which also includes LeBron, Messi, Steph Curry, Eileen Gu, Caitlin Clark, and many others. And here was the write-up on Prince Harry. Ready? A few months after finishing his second combat tour in Afghanistan in 2013, Prince Harry lit the cauldron at the Warrior Games, a sports competition hosted by the US Olympic Committee for wounded service members and veterans. He left the event in Colorado Springs, inspired to build on the concept, adaptive sports for injured troops. A little more than a year later, the opening ceremony for Harry's inaugural Invictus Games took place at the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park in London. Invictus, a Latin word which means unconquered. At the time, they hosted more than 400 military personnel from 300 nations. Sorry, from 13 nations. There's not even that many nations. 400 military personnel from 13 nations. And then later, the Winter Games was added. Harry hopes to keep growing Invictus Games and perhaps make it a 2-week event rather than a one, to give more service members opportunities to compete. In July, Harry is set to travel to the UK for all celebrations, anticipating next summer's Invictus Games in Birmingham. Let me just say, because there was a bit of back and forth in the comment section about Harry coming to the UK, whether or not he would bring his kids. Just so we're absolutely clear, Charles may be being stubborn and doesn't want to meet those kids and has done pretty much everything, in my opinion, to show that he doesn't care about those kids. But Harry still wants his kids to meet their grandfather. And I feel like Harry also wants to have on the record that he tried. On his end, he tried. So I just want to I just wanted to touch on that. In fact, I think there was an article where somebody spoke about this with far better words than I can, because let me see if I can find that article actually. One sec. Oh, no, not that one. And also, you know, it was Harry that told us that, you know, Charles, well, he hinted at Charles's health is not as good as what the institution and the media is telling us. And even if Charles wants to be stubborn, I still think Harry wants to give his dad a chance, even if we don't agree with it. Bailey, oh, thank you. You said the shirt is sold by the National Women's History Museum and drawn by a 10-year-old child named Pearl. And the t-shirt is designed by a mother-daughter team in the US. Thank you so much for confirming that. Thank you. That hadn't come across my timeline, so I didn't know. Thank you. Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, so Prince Harry is due to visit the UK in about 4 weeks and to visit Birmingham for the Invictus 1 Year to Go events. And I'm sure he also has some charitable events on his agenda too. Now, for months, sources have said that Harry hopes to bring Meghan and the children to visit the UK and Charles during this visit. Harry has maintained for years he wants his kids to spend time with their grandfather. And of course, the problem is security and the abundance of shenanigans around Harry and Meghan's protection in the UK. Now, the Home Office still has not confirmed whether Harry and Meghan would get armed police protection in the UK. And Buckingham Palace has not confirmed whether Charles has actually invited his grandchildren over for a visit. Now, of course he hasn't. But again, I will say, because I can see Wendy Lohman yelling in the comment section, that Harry has maintained, okay? Yes, I agree with you, Wendy Lohman. Charles has no plans to meet Harry and his family. Charles is being spiteful. Charles has not learnt humility, even in his sickness. But Harry still wants his grandchildren to meet their grandfather. And the thing is, you know, all of this back and forth with the Home Office and Ravak and all of this bloody nonsense. If Charles wanted his son and his daughter-in-law and his grandchildren to have security, armed security in the UK, it would happen. Mind you, for the 100th time, for the haters in the back, Harry said that he would even pay for it himself. Now, from what we know about, you know, Harry's operations, the way he moves, if he is getting screwed over, he will find a way to tell us. He did so in that BBC interview. Like, if the Home Office is playing games or Charles' courtiers are playing, you know, silly, Harry will release a statement or his spokesperson will go on the record closer to his scheduled visit, I believe. But it's so obvious at this point that the security situation is still unresolved. And if it's not resolved, I do not think that Harry will bring Meghan or the children. The thing is that the British tabloids want them to come. Nobody wants them to come more than the British tabloids. I just know William is raging. And he will be the most incandescent he has ever been if Harry gets his security. And William is probably being cut out of all conversations. Oh, well, it's, at the end of the day, it's going to look bad on the institution if Harry cannot bring his family and his kids. It's going to look bad on the institution when we get to Invictus next year and the other members of the royal family aren't there. In fact, even in 4 weeks when we have the 1 year to go, if the other members of the royal family aren't there, it will look stupid on them. Because I'm pretty sure they'll probably have some people from the MOD, Ministry of Defense, probably some, MPs. Like last time when they had the 10-year celebration at St. James, even Preeti Silly Patel showed up. Oh yeah, is they what do you call it? They brief with their top lip. They brief with their top lip and then tell lies with their bottom, as I say. So they, on one hand, they're saying, oh, Charles misses his grandchildren and it's Harry and Meghan that are the problem. But the problem is that they just won't give Harry and Meghan security. Anywho, congratulations to Harry for being recognised, as he should be. When doing the monarchy will wait until the last minute to give them security. I mean, they like to play games, so it wouldn't surprise me. Do you know what? I honestly reckon it will come down to the tabloids bullying the royals to give Harry and Meghan security because they want pictures and a story. That's what I think it will actually come down to if they do get their security. Because Charles and William are being stubborn as hell. Now, speaking of William and his nonsense, while Harry is being impactful, William is being insanely problematic. The Scooter King is telling us more about his homelessness plans. So obviously last week William made an appearance at an event in London for an event connected to the Diana Award. And then he went from that event straight to a pub. In his appearance at this, I think Southwest by West, the London version, William, decided to stop by London Tech Week for a panel discussion. It's quite funny that William does these kinds of appearances and panel discussions these days. A decade ago, he rarely made speeches or appeared on panels. Like, this is definitely a new thing. So what was William's panel discussion about? Homelessness and the tech industry. So William told the tech industry that homelessness rarely happens without warning. And technology could help solve the issue. Oh, not government policy, not wasting our taxpayer money on institutions like the royal family. Technology could help solve the issue. So he told Tech Week that data, technology, and businesses could spot the warning signs of homelessness early and prevent homelessness before it occurs. Really? Technology and businesses. So, people who work in social work, anthropologists, sociologists, economists, people who work in the criminal justice system and who understand the pipeline of how people end up homeless, the activists who speak out about poverty and the pipelines of poverty, none of those people apparently can spot the warning signs of homelessness early. Technology and businesses. Technology and businesses who would only stand to profit, by the way, literally from homelessness, if you allow them to take the lead on this conversation. I cannot imagine what it must be like right now if you are an anti-poverty campaigner in the United Kingdom and you are listening to the current heir, future king, talking about homelessness in this kind of way. I don't actually think that I have seen Prince William talking to, youth workers, community workers, people who are really on the ground, social workers who deal with the issue of homelessness every single day. I don't think he's actually spoken to them. He said, the earlier you deal with the problem, the better. Oh, indeed. Tell us something we don't know. As we all know in life, said Prince William, there's no one problem that fixes homelessness. There are actually multiple ways that you can fix the homelessness issue. Multiple ways. It's multifaceted. It's many different things. Many of your customers, your clients will be using data through banking apps, through their phones. I'm not sure you realize how much that data can be used to predict and see problems with potential homelessness before they actually arise. Homewards, the Prince's homelessness program is launching the Homelessness Data Lab, which will employ techniques currently used by businesses to ethically and responsibly. Oh, now see, they always want to tell us that it's ethically and responsibly. Identify people at risk of homelessness at its earliest stages when the support can have the greatest impact. Prince William highlighted how technology can be harnessed for good, with the potential to help prevent homelessness, not just in the UK, but globally. The project will be partnered with Salesforce and the UK property charity Land Aid. So they want banks, cell phone providers, and private companies to look at people's data to predict potential homelessness. What in the Black Mirror episode is this? What in the Black Mirror episode is this? This sounds less about preventing homelessness and more like giving banks, businesses, and corporations unfettered permission for an outrageous breach of sensitive data collection. It sounds more like monitoring homelessness rather than solving it. Now, they're going to probably come up with the argument like, well, there isn't enough real-time data on homelessness and that information will, help us target people falling through the cracks. But all you actually need to do is help the people who are already in the most vulnerable situations. Think about why people end up homeless. Women and, yes, some men experiencing domestic violence. So what you'd need to be doing is supporting domestic violence charities. Young people who are in abusive homes and who might end up in foster care, giving them support. They're very likely to end up homeless. Like, there are so many avenues that require boots on the ground support of, community workers, healthcare workers, all these people that work with vulnerable people. You need to be giving them resources. And then you can, stop homelessness. That is how you stop homelessness. By helping people that are already in the most vulnerable situations. They tend to end up homeless first. They tend to be at the most risk. Looking at jobs creations. Talking to government ministers. This is what we need to be doing. I don't even know what this is. This sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. The idea of banks, cell phone companies, private businesses collecting their clients' customer data and then handing it off to Work Shy Willie's homelessness scheme. Like, everybody has the right to privacy, even people who are unhoused. Like, this is actually just outrageous. I did not think that I would be reading this story today. Like, have they spoken to one social worker? Very strange. Very, very strange. All right, let me go through your comments and then we'll continue. Lottie, you said that the wedding was stupid looking. Listen, they look frumpy up in them frocks. I mean, it was the second wedding for both of them. Congratulations on their second marriage. And I mean, that's yeah, get the second marriage out the way. So by the time you reach 50 or 60, you can get to the third. Because if there's anything that royals do best, is divorcing and remarrying. Daughter, you said the day that Charles met Archie and Lilibet, that's the day he would never forget. He's being stubborn, and I believe he loves Harry and those kids. Well, I don't know. I'm not in Charles's head, but he's clearly someone who is driven by ego. He was driven by ego with his former wife, and the problem with this institution is everything is about hierarchy. So it doesn't even matter that you're a family. And unfortunately, I do think that Charles is jealous of his son and probably even his grandkids. Wendy Lowman, you said, when Charles departs this earth, gloves are off with Harry. Yeah, I mean, we've seen what an absolute disaster it's been since the Queen passed away. I think you're right. I don't know so much about gloves off with Harry, but I think this institution is going to tumble into greater despair once Charles is gone. Because I don't think anybody respects William. The honor, you said Charles, as the head of the armed forces, refusing to attend Invictus Games will be an even worse look than inviting a garden party to than inventing a garden party to avoid the church service. Yeah. Wendy Lowman, Meghan is done with the BS of the monarchy and the UK media. Only Harry will attend Invictus Games. I mean, that's left to be seen. They could surprise you. I think that Meghan is done with the monarchy and the UK media, yes, but I think she'd still want to support her husband if she can, and if it's safe to. 1998 champions, you said you think that Meghan will send a private video message to the vets. I don't even think it'll be private. I think if she does send a video message, they'll probably play it. And Harry will attend alone. It's left to be seen. Mina, you said, William, go sit somewhere. I mean, Shirley, how does technology know if you lose your house? Well, they'll be monitoring you, basically. Even now, it never used to be this way, but if you're on benefits now, they can access your bank balance. And there are schemes like this in, for example, like China. Surveillance-like schemes. Obviously, big tech will try and implement itself anywhere it can to get your data. And nobody is looking to protect the most vulnerable. So this is an easy entryway into some people's data. Yeah, how about funding? How about doing the obvious good on thing? Yeah, empty words, no concrete solutions. Yeah, it's basically Big Brother surveillance, and then he threw in ethical and respectful. How? Um, an Aussie outlet reported that William went to South. How do you even say it? I feel like I always say it wrong. Southwest South. No, whatever. He went to that thing, and the room greeted him with silence, no hype, no excitement, just indifference and silence. Ouch. I mean, I didn't see the clips, so I can't vouch for that, but I believe you. Would it surprise me? No. When he went to that pub, there was a guy enjoying his jerk chicken and he didn't even pay attention to William. Didn't get up for a picture or nothing. Okay. Next thing. What else did I want to mention? Oh, yes. As ever. Let me just get up this article about as ever. Where is it now? One moment, folks. Ah, yes. So the As Ever team is anticipating that As Ever will double in size this year. Now, could that mean that we're finally getting international shipping? I hope so. I hope so. You know what the funny thing is? There was an article by one of these Deranger reporters, and I guess I don't know what point he was trying to prove. I guess he was trying to prove that Meghan is failing, and he did the complete opposite. So his point was that Meghan's site, because I guess he was looking at the traffic, um, has had just over 400,000 US visitors alone since January. But then the website floor that was there previously revealed that the inventory showed about 650,000 units. And then I think his argument was that As Ever is in trouble because Meghan has more products in stock than she has monthly visitors. Like, tell me you know absolutely nothing about e-commerce without telling me that you know nothing about e-commerce and you just wanted to create a non-story. Like, these people are actually sitting around looking at Meghan's traffic. If there's anything I've learned in my time doing this podcast is the reporters in the royal space have no concept of money, of business. They don't know the first thing. And most of their so-called logic is completely illogical. The same people that insist that Harry and Meghan are broke because their $100 million or however much it was contract with Netflix was completed in 5 years. This is deranger math. That's what I call it. Deranger math. Because of course she would have a larger inventory than her traffic in case the traffic increases and they don't have to scramble to restock. It seems like they've actually found a good balance with As Ever of how to keep the right stock levels without being sold out all the time, but also without carrying too much dead stock because that costs you money. Anyway, that's the ranger math for you. Meghan's team do expect, as ever, to double. That's the most important thing. You think that Harry and Meghan will attend the World Cup? The World Cup is in chaos. I actually have a slide for that. The World Cup is in absolute chaos. Sorry. You've got countries who are on Trump's banned list, and they're facing bans, tighter restrictions, high visa rejection rates. How is this a World Cup? Half the world aren't invited. And that's the athletes, the actual athletes that are meant to be on the pitch. Iran's World Cup squad has been notified they must enter and leave the US soil on the same day of their matches. That is just ridiculous. And then you've got teams hopping off the plane and being stripped down, interrogated. You've also had shootings near some of the places where players are practicing. An absolute disaster. A disaster. FIFA have shown its behind with this. It should have been moved. I will never respect FIFA. I mean, I didn't respect FIFA as an organization anyway. I'm not a major football fan. But after this, it's just like, what? I don't know. I don't think we'll see Harry and Meghan at the World Cup. Because at this point, it's Trump's World Cup and it's a disaster. Oh dear. At this point, the World Cup drama is more interesting than what's going to be happening on the pitch. The worst World Cup in modern history. I think this is going to be. It should have been moved. And FIFA didn't anticipate the orange one. Well, I feel like they actually had enough time to move it. I feel like they had enough time to move. FIFA is a massive and very wealthy organization. Especially considering you've got this is an international event. So you're going to have international players, international fans. It lives and dies on the fact that this is meant to be a global, inclusive event. And you've decided to carry on and host it under an administration that even for this event would not drop all of its ridiculous restrictions and divisiveness. Ridiculous. Anywho, I think that's all for today's podcast. Thank you as always, folks. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button on your way out. Appreciate you as always. And I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.